Mother Mary is the most important creator in Christianity because as the mother of Jesus, she created life into this world. And for me, I think birth is one of the greatest and highest forms of creation because you're creating something special. You're creating life, and you have the privilege of giving birth to someone who may live on and do incredible things. And obviously, I don't know exactly how it feels like, but I'm sure as a parent, or of the view of a parent, I'm sure your child is kind of like a piece of you. That's why it's the greatest creation you can make. And this is why I think Mother Mary had one of the biggest creations in the New Testament. Art is so important on so many levels, such as art is a way to tell stories and hold memories. Another way art is so important, and the reason it may hold the same level of importance as being physical, is because art is a way to be creative and express yourself in the way you feel, even more than words can say sometimes. I think I'm creative in many ways. By my art, I also like to do video editing, and coming up with cool ways to relate things to each other is another way I'm creative. My greatest creation would probably be my garden. This is a garden I've been building ever since I moved into my house. So like, I guess 6 years ago. Um, I remember being so excited to start it. I even went to Home Depot and different gardening places to get the seeds and find food for the plants, and then even pick what type of plants I want to be in the garden. We even got some rocks, some big rocks to like form a pathway in the garden, which is really cool. Um, I think the reason I like it the most is because not only does it allow me to show my creativity in different ways than just maybe a drawing or a painting. Um, I get to do it with life form, um, and it's something that keeps me consistent. If I don't water it and feed it and do everything, take care of it, cut the weeds, then you know it would die, and it it helps me stay disciplined, helps me stay consistent. On top of it being, you know, something beautiful to look at and something I can be able to eat with it, it helps me create new friendships and create a new bond with also people who have similar interests in hobby and gardening. Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve directly contributed to the fall of mankind by disobeying God's command to not eat from the tree of the known of good and evil. tempted, Eve ate the fruit and gave some to Adam. Their act of disobedience introduced sin and death into the world. This was one of the first, if I think the first, and I think another strong reason why people fail to do things and follow mankind is because we let temptation take control of us. Temptation is probably one of the strongest temptations, I guess. I don't know, but it's very powerful. And if you don't control it, or maybe talk to someone, or get it off your chest, then it could become serious. And this is what Adam and Eve failed to take control of. Judas, one of Jesus' 12 disciples, turned away from God by betraying Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. He was influenced by greed and Satan himself. Judas led the authorities to Jesus, setting the stage for the crucifixion. He later was overwhelmed with just guilt, and he later took his own life. This shows how Judas betrayed Jesus, and it was an example of fall of man. Yes, he later realized what he did was wrong, but he let greed, and he let a lot of things. What I've noticed with fallen mankind is, if you think about yourself too much, that's when you don't put others sometimes ahead of you, that's when a lot of fallen mankind happens. You gotta think about other people. You're here on earth to serve other people, and you can't just think about yourself. Pharaoh was the ruler of Egypt, and he refused to obey God's commands through Moses to release the Israelites from slavery. Even after he witnessed 10 devastating plagues, his pride and his heart led to the destruction of his army. In the Red Sea, his defiance of God resulted in immense suffering for his people and himself. This would be an example of fallen mankind. Pharaoh, he went against God's word, and he couldn't see past himself, and he didn't believe. So this is why I picked this character as a result of following mankind. A time I've contributed to follow mankind is when I told my friend I was gonna play a video game with them when I got home, and time went on. And I never got on, and it was kind of messed up because I didn't even tell them that I wasn't gonna get on. But that's one of the times I fall to mankind. Definitely next time I should, at least if I'm not going to play, first of all, I don't promise I'm gonna play, but if I do and I don't get on, then I should probably at least tell them in advance or give them a heads up